Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Everyone, welcome to the show. So 34-year-old Idaho resident Josiah Colt traveled to D.C. with his co-defendant, Ronald Sandlin, who's already been sentenced, and then Nathaniel DeGrave, who was just recently sentenced, who I will be sharing with you this week. And in the days leading up to the attack, Colt was spreading election conspiracy theories online, as all of them were, and he increasingly talked of violence. In a November 9th reply to a Facebook post, Colt wrote in part, quote, "The right won't turn away from the use of force if necessary to preserve the integrity of our election process and freedom from socialist tyranny." On December 4th, after Colt found out that Congress had taken steps to certify the election, he messaged Sandlin and he said, quote, "Time to fight, comrade," and quote, "Get your guns." And then in numerous subsequent messages to Sandlin and others, Colt talked of civil war. He said it was, quote, "time to fight." He also tried to recruit other people to join them at the Capitol. And in one message, Colt predicted, quote, "Shit's gonna go down. I bet some people die, to be honest." And then on December 31st of 2020, Colt, Sandlin, and DeGrave started a group chat. This was on Facebook and private messages. And they started discussing plans to have guns shipped to Sandlin's home. He lives in Tennessee, and so the three of them were planning to meet up at Sandlin's house and then travel the rest of the way to D.C. together. So in the chat, Colt said he was going to try to get his G43 on the plane. So that was a reference to his Glock. And Sandlin said he was going to bring his, quote, "little pocket gun and a knife." So the three of them actually did order weapons online. They also ordered paramilitary gear, and they sent everything to Sandlin's house. And Colt sent a photo of some of his purchases to the other two. It showed that he had purchased, among other things, a gas mask, a helmet, a Glock holster. So on January 4th of 2021, Sandlin posted a picture online, and it was of Colt sleeping in a hotel bed, and he was holding his gun while he was asleep. So along with that photo, Sandlin wrote, quote, "My fellow patriots sleeping, ready for the boogaloo Jan 6. So for those who aren't familiar with that term, boogaloo is a term used by the alt-right to reference their desire for a civil war. Yeah. So that's what they were hoping this was going to be. So Colt responded to Sandlin's post online, and he said that he was, quote, "ready for any battle." And on January 6th, they took a bunch of weapons and a bunch of gear to D.C. They took Colt's Glock, Sandlin's pocket pistol. They took 2 magazines of ammunition, 2 cans of bear spray, gas masks, a taser, body armor, helmets, and an expandable baton. Also several knives. But it was a peaceful protest, you guys, full of love. Now, they didn't take all of that to the Capitol. They left some of it in a car. But Colt took his Glock to Trump's rally. And then he later, I don't know if he put it in the car or he took it to the hotel, but the prosecutor said he didn't take that to the Capitol. He took a knife to the Capitol. And before they went to the rally with Trump, they were seen in a video that they posted on social media. They were in the hotel room. They were discussing whether or not they should take guns. In it, Colt acknowledged, quote, "In Washington, D.C., it's a felony, 5 years potentially in prison for carrying a gun there." So he was somewhat aware of the laws, and he broke them anyway. In another video, Sandlin said, quote, "If we need to occupy the Capitol, we will occupy the Capitol." And quote, 1 o'clock is when it is all going to go down. So we are going to be there back by 1 o'clock when it is action time. It is game time. And as they neared the building, Colt was seen and heard on video. He was yelling. He was encouraging the mob. At one point, he screamed, quote, "You woke up the lion. We're not silent anymore." I love when these people act as if they've been silent, as if they haven't been loudmouths this entire time. Anyway, Colt told his friends, quote, "We're making it to the main room, the Senate room." He also said, quote, "We're going to get tear gassed and we're fucking ready. Let's do this shit." So after illegally entering the building, Colt was cheering other people on as they were attacking the police. And he said he was searching for the Senate. And all of this was captured on his GoPro helmet, by the way. Eventually, they did find the Senate. Colt was recording as his co-defendants assaulted officers who were trying to secure Senate doors. And during the physical attack, he took that opportunity to sneak behind everyone as they're physically fighting with these officers. And he entered the Senate chamber, which had already been evacuated, luckily. So Colt, they were upstairs. They were up in the Senate gallery is where they entered. So Colt dropped down from the Senate balcony. You guys might remember seeing that photo of him hanging off of the Senate gallery. He then he sat in the chair that was reserved for the vice president. And then he went and he opened up the doors to the Senate floor to allow other people in the mob to come in. So Colt was arrested on January 12th of 2021. And he was charged with obstructing an official proceeding, entering a restricted building, disorderly conduct in a restricted building, and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. So Colt pleaded guilty to obstructing an official proceeding in July of 2021, and he was facing up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. However, the prosecutor requested only 18 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $1,000 in restitution. And part of the reason that they went so easy on Colt was because number one, he has no criminal history. Also, they say that he turned himself in right away when he found out he was wanted. And then he cooperated with the government against his friends, against his co-defendants. So at the sentencing hearing, Colt told the judge that what happened on January 6th was, quote, "a travesty that never should have happened." But then he said, quote, "There has to be a lot of forgiveness on both sides." Really? No, thanks. So U.S. District Judge Dabney Friedrich presided over Colt's case, and she never heard a fake apology that she didn't believe. I'll just say that. She praised Colt for his early cooperation, and she said, quote, "You do have an opportunity to be an agent for change. And you can deliver this message in a way that those of us who didn't participate can't." I will give Friedrich a little bit of credit because she almost gave the government what they asked for. She sentenced Colt to 15 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $1,000 in restitution. So way better than what I expected, but, she could have just given the government everything. They went way easy on him compared to Sandlin, even his friend, and many of the others who went into the Senate chamber. This was the best that we could hope for. I promise you. When it comes to Judge Friedrich, this was the best we were going to get, guys. So embrace it. Anyway, if I hear any more, I will let you know. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it with everyone you know, become a subscriber if you have not already. If you can donate, even if it's one time, there's a super thanks button below this video. If you're on YouTube, there's also links in the description box on YouTube and on the podcast. So if you can help out in any way, it is greatly appreciated. It really helps to keep the show on the air. All right. Love you guys. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.